We begin tonight with breaking news. Emergency crews called to a water rescue in Carlisle after an aircraft reportedly crashed earlier tonight. It happened in this area near Central Avenue in Warren County. Clara Faith is live at that scene right now. She just got done talking with officials in the last few minutes. Clara, what was their update?
Well, Megan, I just got an update for the fire department chief for Carlisle. Right now, he's telling us that they have not located aircraft or a body or any sign of life. And due to no light and the temperatures being very cool in the water, as you know, that is a very cool night, they are actually pulling crews out of the water, and they're going to resume all this tomorrow morning soon as light breaks. They said the safety of their crews are very important, and for them to be at their best, they must have some light and safe conditions. Now, like I said, they have not spotted any signs of an aircraft or life, but we are continuing to keep you updated on air and online. Reporting in Warren County, Clara Faith, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Clara, thanks so much. Crews responding to a fire in New Carlisle. This happened around 3 this afternoon at this home on Orth Drive. You can see the home has significant damage there. We're still working to learn more about how it started. And as we get any new information, we'll be sure to update you here on air and online. Well, the family of a man killed during a music festival in Texas has settled a lawsuit tonight. Lydia Bice is at the Now Desk. And Lydia, what was decided?
That's right. The family filed a lawsuit against singer Travis Scott and Live Nation, the organizers of the Astroworld Festival. The lawyer representing Axel Acosta announced the settlement on Thursday. He says the details of the settlement will remain private. Acosta and 9 other people died when a crowd of 50,000 people pushed toward a stage in Houston, Texas, to hear Scott perform last November. The 21-year-old was trampled. Franco Patino, a 21-year-old University of Dayton senior at the time, was also trampled to death. The Houston Police Department had warned of dangerous crowd conditions hours before Scott took the stage. Scott and Live Nation also are facing dozens of other lawsuits related to what happened at the music festival.
Lydia, thanks. The United Kingdom's new Prime Minister Liz Truss is stepping down.
I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party.
Truss making that announcement during a brief news conference outside the Prime Minister's residence earlier today. It comes just 45 days after she took office. Truss has been facing sharp criticism after her economic plan triggered financial turmoil in the UK's markets. Inflation in the United Kingdom rose back up to 10.1% in September, according to recent government reports. Truss says she will continue to serve as Prime Minister until her Conservative Party elects a new leader. Well, gubernatorial candidate Nan Whaley hosting a campaign event in Dayton tonight. Current Governor Mike DeWine has refused to debate the former Dayton mayor, so instead, Whaley hosted what she's calling the debate Ohio deserves. It's a series of forums to take place all before Election Day. Whaley used tonight as an opportunity to share her views on issues such as abortion rights and gun safety.
We can change Ohio to the place we can be proud of and to the place that we are proud of how it's governing us.
Whaley says she just wants voters to hear from Governor DeWine on his views ahead of the election. Now, the First Lady and Second Lady of Ohio were also in Dayton tonight looking to get your vote. Fran DeWine and Tina Husted stopped the Montgomery County GOP headquarters as part of their statewide tour. The duo spoke to Republican voters about economic growth and ways to build a better future for Ohio families.
You know, we're bringing these great jobs to Ohio. You know, it was pretty amazing thing watching the whole Intel thing unfold. We were one of 40 sites, and then we were the one site, and it was pretty amazing just to watch that happen. And now with Honda just a couple of weeks ago, that's going to be great too.
Now, Governor Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor John Husted are running for re-election against Nan Whaley and Cheryl Stevens. The League of Women Voters are now working to clear up election misinformation ahead of next month's midterms. The organization put together a voter guide that allows you to actually enter your address and then see everything that you're going to be voting on. You can even pick a race and check out how the candidates responded to the League of Women Voters questionnaire so you can compare answers.
Where we ask candidates questions and publish the answers to those questions, and then also include a list of, we list out all the issues and other items on the ballot and list out pros and cons.
And you can find a link to that website right now on your screen. The organization is warning voters not to interact with any misinformation online and say you should report it to whatever platform you're seeing it on. Now, as the election season gets underway, we have resources to help you prepare before heading out to the polls. We've been speaking exclusively with all the candidates as they travel through the Miami Valley, plus what you can expect when you head out to vote. You can find all of our election coverage by visiting Dayton247now.com and clicking on the Beyond the Podium heading right there in the News tab. Well, thousands of pounds of food given out today during a drive-through distribution event in Trotwood. Mamie Baugh was there for the event and spoke with organizers about the need right here in our community.
I'm told at this time that the need is all over the place. And of course, as you know, with high gas prices and inflation, a lot of people were here today to take advantage of the fresh produce and sweets. Now, the food bank tells me more than 99,000 people across Ohio are facing food insecurity. But that number is actually higher because not everyone wants to report it. Now, I asked Plummer, who was here today, what's being done to address that, and also about Gem City Market ending WIC.
There's a lot of need in the city of Dayton, so we'll be working on it. We'll be working with the elected officials locally. We still have a lot of federal dollars that we need to spend yet throughout the state, so we'll be going around seeing what our needs are and plugging the holes. Absolutely.
Now, Representative Plummer also tells me that he's working with his other colleagues who represent that area to discuss what could be done about the WIC program ending there. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much. Now, another chilly night here in the Miami Valley. Natalie was actually out of their Thursday Night Lights game a little earlier. It was a cold one, I know.
It was cold. Definitely a chilly one. Tomorrow football games are looking a whole lot better, though.
Nice.
Big improvement. For right now, it is chilly, though. 47 in Dayton. Not too much cooler than we were just earlier into the evening. We're not going to drop as much tonight. That's going to be the big change. 41 in Bellefontaine, 36 in Richmond. In fact, compared to this time yesterday, we're sitting 12 degrees warmer in Dayton, a little cooler in Middletown, 11 degrees warmer up in Wapakoneta, and we're going to continue to see that warming trend overnight. But this morning, we did drop below freezing. So National Weather Service in Wilmington marking an into growing season as much of the area did drop below freezing. So not going to be seeing frost advisories or freeze warnings issued for the rest of the season. It's not going to be until spring and growing season starts back up that we'll start to see those warnings and advisories take place. So do keep that in mind. So if you do have sensitive plants, it's about time to just bring them in. As we do have that end of growing season. Tonight, though, we do stay above freezing, dropping into the upper 30s overnight, mostly clear skies, so not quite as cold as we have been. Coming up, though, I'm talking about 70s in the forecast. I'll let you know how long they last.
Natalie, thanks. New COVID-19 variants causing concern that we could see a surge of new cases this winter. The Ohio Department of Health holding a news conference today discussing how to fight the uptick. They say to avoid risks as we approach the holiday season to keep gatherings normal. Testing and vaccines are recommended and treatment is available if you do get the virus.
It remains true that the single most important step you can take to protect yourself is to be up to date with your vaccinations. Vaccinations and boosters are a very effective way to build that highly protective B and T cell immunity that is so important in preventing hospitalization and death from COVID-19.
Dr. Vanderhoff says that you should get the most up-to-date booster shot available for your age group. Now, a CDC advisory panel voting to recommend that shot schedules are updated to include the COVID-19 vaccine for kids. It still has to be approved by the CDC's director. There were false claims the recommendation would make the shots mandatory for kids to attend school. The CDC does not determine school vaccine requirements. There are state health departments that say vaccines must be administered according to the CDC schedule, but some don't include the entire list, like the flu shot or HPV vaccine. Well, starting tomorrow, Greene County Public Health is offering COVID boosters for kids. The shots are the updated Pfizer booster for kids 5 to 11 years old. We're told the vaccine is an effective way to prevent the severe consequences of COVID-19, as you just heard, including hospitalization and death. Children who already have completed their primary series are now eligible to receive the shot 2 months after the previous doses. Appointments are walk-ins and are available starting at 8:30 tomorrow morning. 5 people are recovering tonight after someone shot into a Cleveland barber shop. What we're learning about the victims and the search for the shooter. And still waiting on a decision in the trial of a man accused of killing 4 of his own family members. The latest as a jury continues to deliberate.
Plus, I'm tracking when 70s return into the area. That's coming up. Here's a live look from our Kettering Health Skycam. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now. All right, we're continuing to follow that breaking news tonight out of Warren County. Emergency crews just calling off their search for a reported missing aircraft in Carlisle. Clara Faith is still live at that scene. She just got done talking with officials a few minutes ago. Clara, what is the update? Are they still there?
So actually, we checked during the break. The people are already pulling out. Crews are leaving. The helicopter is actually gone. They have ceased their search for tonight due to temperatures. I actually spoke with Jeremy Lane, the chief fire department, and here's what he had to say.
We are going to pull the boats out of the water for the overnight period of time, as it's very difficult to navigate in the water, and the safety of our crews is very important. We are going to resume search tomorrow with sonar when light breaks. We're going to continue that search to see if we can't continue to locate anything.
Now, like he said, they're going to cease search tomorrow once light breaks to see if they can see anything. But for tonight, no aircraft, no sign of life has been discovered in the body of water. We'll keep you updated on air and also online. Reporting live in Warren County, Clara Faith, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
Clara, thanks so much. BMW just making a big announcement, and it involves electric vehicles. Lydia Bice is at the Now Desk. And Lydia, what are the plans here?
That's right, BMW is heading down a new road and will soon produce electric vehicles. The German car maker announced Wednesday that it will invest $1.7 billion to produce electric cars and SUVs. The company will use most of the money to help its South Carolina plant produce the vehicles. The Spartanburg facility is BMW's largest factory anywhere in the world, and it produces 40,000 SUVs a year. BMW will also build an assembly plant close to the factory to make batteries for the electric vehicles. Mercedes, Hyundai, Honda, and others are jumping into the electric vehicle and battery production market as well. A $3.5 billion Honda and LG electric vehicle battery plant will be coming to Fayette County.
Well, mostly clear skies out there tonight. It's going to be warmer, however, than we were last night, expecting to stay above freezing. We do have a storm system heading its way out of the region, and we overall have quiet weather in the forecast, as well as much warmer weather on the way too. We'll eventually see a warm front lift its way through the area, and with that, temperatures are going to be climbing. So tonight, not quite as cool. We're going to be dropping into the upper 30s, lower 40s, so chilly, but again, warmer than we have been. Tomorrow afternoon, we're talking upper 60s. It's going to be really nice. Very mild afternoon. Not quite as chilly for our Saturday morning. We'll stay in the 40s. And then we're tracking 70s by our Saturday afternoon, as well as for the rest of the weekend. We do need some rain, though. So coming up, I'm going to take a look at our drought monitor and talk about where we stand for the month so far.
Natalie, thanks. Police are investigating tonight after 5 people are shot inside a Cleveland barbershop following a drive-by shooting. Investigators say 2 of those victims are now in critical condition. In this video, you can see the bullet holes that are now visible through the windows and doors. At this time, it's still unclear if any of the suspects have been identified or if there have been any arrests made. A jury has not been able to reach a decision in the trial of Gurpreet Singh. Singh is accused of killing his wife, her parents, and her aunt in Westchester back in 2019. The jury has deliberated now for almost 11 hours since last night, and the judge told them to take more time. If convicted, Singh could face the death penalty. The victim's family says a guilty verdict will only be half a victory.
Process of healing will begin once he gets executed, but until then we will be in a big relief. We will be in a little relaxed to know that he's behind the bar for now.
Now, if he's found guilty, the jury will get a day off. Then will begin the death penalty phase of their service. If he's found not guilty, though, he'll be taken back to jail to be processed and released. The White House says at least 8 million people have already applied for student loan forgiveness, but legal experts say they're going to have to wait to see what the high court decides. President Biden says his forgiveness plan is legal under the HEROES Act, which allows for loan forgiveness during periods of hardship. Biden says the pandemic qualifies as a hardship, but legal experts argue the Supreme Court is going to have to agree before loans are forgiven.
Well, I mean, they're going to apply, but if for some reason the judge puts a hold on it on any of these cases, then everything is going to be halted until we get a final word, probably from the U.S. Supreme Court.
A Wisconsin taxpayers group has already asked the High Court to step in, but it is yet to be referred to the full court for consideration. While his student loan forgiveness plan remains up for debate, the president is now focusing on highlighting his administration's work on infrastructure. He visited the site of the Fern Hollow Bridge in Pittsburgh, which collapsed earlier this year. The president pointing to the bridge as an example of the importance of infrastructure funding. He says the bipartisan infrastructure law played a key role in getting the bridge repaired quickly.
The governor knew he could count on the new law to fund other projects to ensure the projects he already had started for infrastructure in the state would not be slowed down in the process. The result, Pennsylvania has been able to repair Fern Hollow Bridge in less than a year, and by Christmas, God willing, we'll be walking. I'm coming back to walk over the sucker.
Now the law set aside about $40 billion towards bridge work across the country in the next 5 years. President Biden's visit to Pittsburgh comes less than 3 weeks, of course, before the midterm elections. All right, a live look now from our Kettering Health Sky Cam. A cold night, but hopefully the last one we're going to see at least for a few days. We want to check back in with Natalie, who is out on our exclusive Watson's weather patio right now. Natalie, hopefully you're tracking that warm up for us.
Yeah, we got a big warm up on the way. It's not really going to feel like fall either. We're going to start to feel maybe a little bit more like summer, sort of, at least compared to where we have been. But one thing we are in need of right now is some rainfall. In fact, we are well below, not just for the month, but for the season so far. So We've just seen 0.15 inches of rain for all of October, so that puts us almost 2 inches below normal for the month. As far as for the season, we're almost 3 inches below normal. So the latest drought monitor, this is the latest update. We have moderate drought conditions, so fire danger still exists across the area, so I would certainly want to avoid any outdoor burning with the dry conditions that we have out. I'll let you know when we do have that rain in the forecast coming up here in just a little bit.
Natalie, thanks. Cooler weather is arriving, and that means energy bills are going up. Ahead, how high prices could spike. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now. The U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs Deputy Secretary stopping by the Dayton VA campus today. He toured the medical center, the Dayton National Cemetery, and the new National VA History Center there. The more than $34 million project combines two existing historical buildings on the VA's campus. They're going to provide more artifact storage and also restoration space.
Oh, it makes me feel terrific. I always say there's no greater joy than the joy to be able to serve our veterans. And being a veteran and coming from a family of veterans, I understand what that means to a community, and I understand the impact that we at VA can have to that community and to the nation.
Now, the Deputy Secretary also met with the facility's leaders, frontline staff, and local veterans to talk about the Historic Pact Act. It expands VA health care and benefits for veterans exposed to burn pits and other toxic substances. The federal WIC program helping women, infants, and children is going to get $53 million in new funding. That money will go towards outreach efforts and also better communication to recipients. WIC provides food, nutritional education, breastfeeding support, and health care referrals to certain low-income families. Americans are looking to winter with dread as energy prices will spike. According to the Department of Energy, heating bills are likely to jump 28% this winter for people dependent on natural gas. That's roughly half of all U.S. households, while electricity is projected to go 10% higher and heating oil 27% higher. President Biden putting the blame on Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
We're going to continue to stabilize markets and decrease the prices at a time when the actions of other countries have caused such volatility.
Now this comes as President Biden announced just yesterday the release of 15 million barrels from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Our final Thursday Night Lights matchup wrapping up tonight. Ahead, who came out on top between Ponance and Meadowdale? You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeffschman Auto Group.
A historic run for FC Cincinnati officially coming to an end tonight. Philadelphia beat Cincinnati 1-0 tonight in the Eastern Conference semifinals of the MLS playoffs. The team upset the New York Red Bulls in the first round of the playoffs. It was the team's first playoff win since its creation back in 2016. Well, a game that went down to the wire for our Thursday Night Lights season finale. Ponance and Meadowdale looking to close their seasons with a win. In the end, though, it was the Golden Panthers coming out on top. Matt Digby was at Welcome Stadium and has more.
A chance to end the season with a win that was at stake for both Ponance and Meadowdale as they took the field at Welcome Stadium for the season finale of Thursday Night Lights. But this would be a contest of defenses and which offense would keep their cool the longest. Neither offense able to have much success, especially when it came to finding the end zone or putting points on the board until the very last minute of the game. An opportunity for Ponance senior Ronaldo Cardoso to end his high school football career with a walk-off 31-yard field goal. That would be the difference as the kick split the uprights, and it was the Golden Panthers celebrating with the TNL trophy.
All right, Coach, how are you feeling about that win?
Man, tough fought game. So proud of my boys. Super excited, mainly just to be able to send this great group of seniors out with a victory. just the heart, determination, and courage of these young men. I couldn't be more proud. I'm humbled to be coaching these young men here. They make me so proud.
Awesome. Okay, and any players you want to give a shout out to? Obviously, that was a long game, but here we are. Last 3 seconds. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Like I said, we came out with the win. No shout out to a particular player, but I want to shout out my entire senior class. Just very proud of you guys, man. Very proud of them. And, for them fighting and just the team as a whole coming out with the victory.
Love that. Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. And
Thank
I believe
you.
this belongs to you. Congratulations.
So as a result of Thursday's contest, both teams finished the season 3-7. Ponens ends with 2 straight wins, and they are now 3-1 in conference play. If Dunbar loses to Belmont on Saturday, that means the Golden Panthers would claim a share of the Dayton Public Schools regular season title with the Wolverines. Again, that's only if Belmont wins on Saturday against Dunbar. But that will do it for the 2022 slate of Thursday Night Lights in Dayton. I'm Matt Digby, Dayton 24/7 Now News.
All right, Matt, thanks so much. Today is International Sloth Day, and the Cincinnati Zoo is celebrating the occasion with a big announcement. Two-toed sloth Lightning is expecting a baby in the summer with her mate Mo. Caretakers say Lightning doesn't mind getting ultrasounds tracking her pregnancy progress as long as she's given plenty of bananas during the procedure. Last year, Lightning delivered a stillborn baby. The zoo then took precautions and waited several months to put her and Mo back together.